I'm Rear Admiral Thomas M. Dykers, retired. You've just heard part of a tape recorded on a submarine during an actual battle. It is the only one I know of made during World War II. How this recording was made, and the historic event it documents for us, is to be recreated in this true and authentic story. September 1944, when Sealion 2nd returned to Pearl Harbor, she received a well-deserved welcome. Led by Commander Eli T. Rich of New York City, Sealion had sunk 6 cargo ships and a mine layer in her first 2 patrols. Rich was justifiably proud of his reputation as a skipper of a hot ship with a hot crew.
Nice work, Eli. Welcome home.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you, boy, as always.
Thank you, Captain Bogey.
Things seem to be picking up. Jim McNamara says he got a battleship. Radio just came in.
That's great. That's wonderful for Jim, too.
3 weeks later, Sealion's refit was complete. Captain Rich and his executive officer, Lieutenant J.S. Bryant of Pasadena, California, found her shipshape and ready for her 3rd patrol.
Any idea where they're going to send us, sir?
No. Captain Bogey wants to see me this morning.
Put in a pitch for a decent area, will you? Someplace where they get some of that heavy stuff?
You mean like McNamara?
Yes, sir. How do you like that guy's luck? The first battleship of the war.
Mac's pretty unhappy. He hasn't had confirmation yet.
Yeah, I imagine he's really sweating it out.
But I was there, Captain. I know what I saw.
Mac, believe me, I'm on your side. I'd like to tell the world that you sank a battle wagon, but intelligence insists it was a heavy cruiser.
Well, intelligence is wrong.
Yes?
Commander Rich is here, sir.
Send him in. Intelligence has been wrong, yes. But in this case, they've come up with an accounting of every battleship in the Japanese Navy. I want you to listen to this, Eli, and pass it on to your officers.
Well, it was too big to be a heavy cruiser. Intelligence will reverse itself.
Mac, for your sake and mine, I hope so. The next time you think you've sunk a battleship, you come back here with the ship's log.
Or the captain's pants.
It would help if the captain were in them. Proof is what we need, I don't care what kind. What's so distressing about sinking a heavy cruiser?
Well, nothing, but well, you know how it is.
I can only wish you better luck next time.
Thank you, sir.
I know just how he feels.
With a big ship like that, fleet headquarters is real tough. Remember that.
I haven't seen anything heavier than a destroyer escort. Where are those big wagons operating?
Why?
Hot ship like Sealion deserves a hot area.
How many times a day do I hear that? Everybody wants a hot area.
Yes, sir. And you didn't call me in to give me a patrol briefing?
Not ready for that yet, Eli. But I did call you in for something. Oh, blast it all. This business with McNamara's ruined the whole morning. Oh, yes, here it is. Called you in about taking a war correspondent on your next patrol. He's been after me for weeks.
It's his neck. Glad to have him.
Fine.
He's waiting outside.
Oh. Send Mr. Howard in. He wants to tape record what goes on during a battle. All right with you?
I think so.
Good morning, Captain Bogey.
Mr. Howard, this is Commander Rich. He's agreed to take you along on the Sea Lion's next patrol. He leaves within a week.
Thank you, Commander.
Did you say Sealion, Captain?
Yes, Sealion the second.
Oh, then it was the first Sealion that was sunk in Manila Bay.
That's right. The first of our submarines sunk in this war. They got us with 2 direct hits. We were all below decks when it happened. Lucky to get out.
It was your ship, sir?
Commander Rich was one of my officers.
Is that right? I hate to use the word, but there's a sentimental angle here. Make a good story.
You'll be in excellent hands, Mr. Howard. I'll let you know when I'm ready for your briefing, Eli.
Aye, aye, sir.
Thank you, Captain. Cigarette, Commander?
No, thank you.
Captain Bogey seemed a little annoyed. Does the word sentimental bother him that much?
No, he's got something else on his mind.
Oh?
He's disturbed about a battleship that hasn't been sunk.
Any other of the old Sea Lion's crew on your roster?
Oh, yes, quite a few. Several junior officers, the chief of the boat.
Look, kid, you're not waving to a girl or something. You know, when you put up your hand, raise it high, because they can't see it next to your shoulder. Yeah, like this. Hey, wait a minute. There goes my skipper over there. See you later, Junior. Hiya, Captain. I was standing here waiting for Gorski when I saw that kid in a little trouble. You know me when it comes to directing traffic.
Mr. Howard, this is Sea Lion Chief of the boat, J. Lewis Utz. Mr. Howard's going with us on our next patrol.
Oh, that's great, sir.
I understand you were chief of the boat of the first Sea Lion.
Sure was. When we got back here from Manila, I was sent to the base for duty. Captain Rich saw me directing traffic one day, and I didn't even know there was another Sea Lion until he came out in the middle of the street and pulled me off shore patrol.
That's just how it happened.
Mind if I use that in one of my dispatches?
Oh, you sure can. It's Utz. UTZ.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What are you looking at them for? They're wearing pants.
Hey, Gorski, you see that war correspondent? He's going with us on patrol.
So?
So we get publicity, stoop.
Oh, who cares?
Well, I hope he spells my name right. Only 3 letters, but nobody gets it right. Utz.
Gesundheit.
3 days later, Sealion was made part of a wolf pack, joining the USS Keat. They were to patrol the most dangerous area in the Pacific, a heavily traveled route with 3 important hazards. The water, for the most part, was shallow. From Kyushu to the northern tip of Formosa lay a solid string of mines. The wolf pack was to get inside to patrol between the China coast and the minefields. It was an area in which the Japanese had suffered a heavy toll of shipping, and from which more than one submarine had failed to return. Sealion left Pearl Harbor November 1st, 1944, in company with the Keat. It wasn't long before her problems began. Correspondent Howard suffered a severe attack of recurrent malaria and debarked at Midway for hospitalization.
I can work it fine, Mr. Howard. Sure is nice of you to let us borrow it.
When we get into action, Mr. Schuler will handle the tape.
I'll be waiting at Pearl for you. Good luck.
How do you like them potatoes? He was going to write a whole story about me, a story for my hometown paper.
Guy's sick. What are you going to do?
All that nice publicity, gone.
I know how you can get your name in the papers.
Yeah, how?
Drop dead. Ha, ha.
Permission to come on the bridge.
Permission granted.
Radio from the Keat. She's having engine trouble. Have to turn back to Midway.
Looks like we're going to have the patrol area all to ourselves.
Torpedo. Looks like tube number 6.
They testing firing circuits?
Yes, sir.
Sprung one. Must have gone right through the outer door.
Lieutenant Romano, to the bridge.
Can't tell much. Outer door's bent like a busted nose, Captain.
Any way to fix it?
Nothing we can do till we get back to the base, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll take all the blame. There's an accident, Romano. Sure, I hate to lose a torpedo, but the worst part of it is if we have to dive over 300 feet, the pressure on the inner door of that tube is liable to buckle it.
Yes, sir. I think we'll be able to take much of a depth charge in either.
Let's just hope we don't have to test it.
Yes, sir.
Sealion continued the patrol alone. On November 11th, she made a gun attack on a small armed vessel. Her shells landed close but never hit, and the ship managed to escape. For 7 days, no worthwhile target was sighted.
Anything interesting, Bates?
Just the usual fishing junks and sampans, Captain.
Let's have a look.
Left full rudder. Left full rudder.
Anything wrong, sir?
No. Not now. We just eased past the floating mine.
All stop. All stop.
Pass the word. All compartments report damage.
Aye, aye, sir. Now all compartments report damage. Hydrogen explosion, number 1 torpedo tube.
I'll be in the forward torpedo room.
Right, sir.
Close that door.
We better fire the torpedoes, sir.
We have another hydrogen explosion that might detonate it. Make the number 1 tube ready for firing. Conning tower, this is the captain. All back full.
All back full.
Ready, Captain. You sure you got the outer door open this time?
Yes, sir.
All right, get rid of it.
Fire.
The dangerous torpedo was ejected, and morale was commencing to sag around the edges.
Come on in, sit down.
You look kind of down the mouth at dinner tonight. What's wrong?
You know, Jim, I've heard other skippers gripe about the one patrol when everything went bad. I'm afraid we're having ours now.
No, it hasn't been that bad.
It might get worse. We're lucky the correspondent got sick. What a story he'd have. Just call us the USS Snafu. Self-inflicted damage, hydrogen explosion, the fight with that trawler we couldn't even sink.
Well, nothing unusual.
I know. It's just that we had such great expectations. I keep visualizing our return to Pearl. Band playing, Admiral and Captain Vogey waiting to greet us. What kind of a patrol did you have, Commander? That's the moment I'm dreading.
Well, we still got 10 days left. We ought to find lots of targets in close to Formosa here.
Yeah. If we just our luck, we'll run aground.
Well, get a good night's sleep, Captain. You'll feel better in the morning.
It was shortly after midnight, November 21st. The tricks of fate that had badgered the Sealion began to multiply.
Here, Jim, take a look for yourself.
Extreme range, Mr. Bryant.
Well, my navigation must be off. Those large pips look like land.
No, what's all the fuss? Jim, check your position.
Excuse me, sir, but that's not land.
Must be land. I've never seen a pip as large as that.
Those 6 smaller pips are on the big one, sir.
If it's land, we're tracking it at 060 at 16 knots.
I figured 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, and 4 destroyers, sir.
What's a normal approach course?
350, sir. Bring it right to 350. All ahead full.
Bring her right, 350, all ahead full.
Hey, Captain, it's kind of wet up on the bridge. Don't you think you ought to change into your uniform?
Huh? Jim, I'm going to try to make this run entirely on the surface.
Isn't that kind of dangerous with all those escorts?
We'll have to take a chance. If we dive, they're liable to go around us. Besides, I want to see what we're shooting at. Remember McNamara?
Yes.
2 battleships. You realize what an opportunity this is? Oh, we're going to get at least one of them or bust.
Should we send out a report on enemy contact?
Yeah. Tell them we've sighted 2 BBs, 2 CAs, and 4 DBs.
Shouldn't the word apparent be used since the sighting's only on radar?
Why? Bogey doesn't want an affidavit.
On second thought, Jim, maybe you'd better hold up that report. Don't send out anything until we make sure what we've got.
All right, sir.
Just remembered something Bogey told me. No use taking chances.
Captain, do I have permission to report the battle?
Wait till we're within 10,000 yards before you turn it on.
Aye, aye, sir.
Any change in course?
On course 060, sir, at 16 knots. Range 20,000 yards, bearing 273.
Good.
I'll take the con now. Aye, aye, sir.
Range. 10,000 yards, closing fast.
Very well.
Getz, if we're not tracking battle wagons, you better start swimming.
It's got to be, Mr. Romano. Or at least 2 aircraft carriers.
You see anything? No, sir. 5,000 yards from escort. Keep a sharp lookout. Aye, aye, sir.
Range 4,000, bearing 261.
What target are you tracking?
First battleship.
What's the range to destroyer escort?
3,000, bearing 359.
Captain, that destroyer's dead ahead. Can you see him?
Visibility under 1,000 yards. Can't see a thing.
Destroyer off the port bow.
Visual contact on first destroyer. Change target to destroyer. She may have seen us. Make ready all torpedo tubes. Set depth at 8 feet.
Range 1,800 yards. No change in bearing. She's overlapping battleship.
Wait a minute, Jim. She's passing ahead. Doesn't see us.
That leaves that battleship wide open.
Commence firing as soon as you're ready.
Stand by.
Range 3,000, bearing 348.
Range 3,000, bearing 348.
Set. 1 fired. 2 fired.
There they go, all 6 of them. Full left rudder. Fire the stern test at the second battleship.
We're going to superstructure on the starboard beam, sir. It's a Japanese battle wagon. No mistake.
I don't see anything, do you? No, sir.
It's gone now.
They ought to be there. Three hits on first target, sir. Let's get out of here, Jeff. All ahead, full. Hit on the second target, sir. It's a big one.
Depth charges. They think we're submerged.
They think we've attacked from the east, sir.
We got 3 hits on the first target. What's her speed?
No change, sir.
What?
Whole task force is still doing 16 knots.
Jim, did we change the depth settings on those torpedoes?
No. In mackerel, they're still set for the destroyers.
3 hits and they haven't even changed speed. All we did was dent the armor belt.
Yeah.
This one's on me. Things were going too easy.
What's the range?
8,000 and opening, sir.
Run parallel to those babies. We're going in there again.
Right. It's been an hour and a half. If we can't catch them, they must be in pretty good shape. Maybe we'd better get off a contact report, sir.
Oh, go ahead and send it. At least Pearson said he saw a pagoda superstructure.
Did you see it, sir?
Right now, I'm almost ready to say I did. I don't understand it, Jim. We hit something with that stern salvo.
Well, maybe it was one of the destroyers.
Yeah. Captain here.
Captain, we've got a break. They're splitting up. The first battleship is slowed to 12 knots.
Come on.
Pearson! Yes, sir.
When you saw that pagoda superstructure, couldn't have been your imagination, could it?
No, sir, I'm pretty sure.
Not positive?
I'm sure as I could be under the circumstances, sir.
Captain, what was that? Are we hit?
Jim, full speed ahead. Let's go after that other battleship. One down and one to go.
After chasing the enemy for 22 hours, heavy seas forced the Sealion to give up. She returned to the area of the explosion to search for survivors or some other evidence of the destroyed vessel.
Lots of oil, but not a shred of wreckage.
Mr. Bates, please come to the bridge. I want to send a radio message to ComSub PAC. Question is, what did we sink?
A battleship. Said yourself.
Yeah, where's the proof? I told you what Captain Vogey said.
Well, let's keep looking.
The Sealion was to find her search fruitless. She resumed her patrol and a week later headed back to Pearl Harbor.
Well, it won't be long now. Maybe we'll find out what we sank.
Every man's been biting his nails. Never saw such a bunch of nervous Nellies.
If it was a battleship, we'll be the first.
If it wasn't, we'll be the second Jim McNamara.
Nice going, Eli. Welcome home.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
I imagine you're all anxious to know that you sank a destroyer. And confirmation is in on the battleship. It was the Congo.
We're very glad to hear that, sir.
Come below. You can tell us all about it.
Yes, sir.
Great, huh?
Great one. Did it.
I'll be back in a moment with our special guest. I'd like you to meet the real-life skipper of our story, now Commander Submarine Squadron 8, Captain Eli Rich. Eli, the incidents leading up to the sinking of the Congo must have given you a few gray hairs.
A few. I think the rough weather probably prevented our being seen by the escorts.
Well, how does it feel to plug a battleship and have it go sailing off like nothing had happened?
It was a pretty dark moment. I had a submariner's dream come true, and I thought I'd blown it.
Well, attacking capital ships on the surface like a torpedo boat while dodging escorts in a raging sea is reason enough to miss some of the things that happened.
I admit there was quite a few things going on at that time.
The main thing is that you got the Congo, and in one of the most courageous attacks of the war. Congratulations to you and the fine ship's company of the Sealion.
Thank you very much.
Be with us again. Service brings you another true and exciting submarine story.
Take her down and off goodbye through the deep blue underneath the ocean. We'll control the oceans wide from down, down underneath the sea. Safe and close, we'll pass the word in the future yet to be that we're safe as long as there's a submarine underneath the sea. So ring for dive and make her dive.